Make sure you listen to my daddy's podcast right now. Is it best show in the world?
And this is the Cards Face Up podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Ty Hill. Y'all already know what we do. We like to build those nostalgic moments, those moments in time, those shit that smell like something, look like something, remind you of something. Today, this guest is no stranger to the big screen, the little screen, whatever screen it is. I mean, whether he's dancing, whether he's rapping, acting, being an author, being a father, being a husband, whatever he's doing, he wears many hats and he's doing well. Hailing all the way from Prince George's County, that's PG to be exact. Some of y'all might know. My Baltimore heads, y'all know exactly where he's from. You dig? Now listen, I like to call him the modern day Clifton Powell. I like to call him the modern day Bokeem Woodbine. You know, those people that just got that face card. You ain't even got to remember their name so much. But when that face comes, that's VIP status right there. You feel me? He has one of those. So allow me to introduce without further talking. You feel me? Allow me to introduce Mr. Trey Chaney to the show, y'all.
What's up, my good brother? Hey, man, you know what? I've never had an introduction like that before. Like, for real, like, you know what you doing. Like, I mean, that was crazy right there. I appreciate it, man. And I'm happy to be on Cards Face Up, man, for real.
I appreciate you, brother. Now, this is an honor to me. Now, y'all gonna see, y'all know I like to talk fast anyway. So Trey ain't got a lot of time because that man is working. You know, somebody tell me I need to talk fast. This is what we do. So we gonna jump right into it. You feel me? Poot from the motherfucking wire.
Yes.
Poot from the wire. To all of my Baltimore heads, y'all know what it is, but this is considered the greatest show on TV. Yeah. The greatest show on TV. And I want to know, you coming from Prince George's County, which is a more suburbia, you know, y'all got your hoods and stuff, but it's more suburbia than being in the trenches. And your first acting gig is in the trenches of Baltimore City.
Yeah.
Tell us what that was like, man. Tell us what that at 20 years old.
Yeah, man. You know, it's so crazy, man, because if somebody would have told me 20 years ago that we would be talking about the most groundbreaking, critically acclaimed show of all time, The Wire, I don't know if I would have believed them, because The Wire was actually my first job as an actor, like you said. And me coming from, you know, hip hop background, being a dancer, and just making that transition from being live on stage performing to being an actor on what they call the greatest show of all time, The Wire, was really a learning, like, lesson experience for me. Because like I said, coming in the gate, you know, as an actor, auditioning for it, that was a process. Auditioning with Pat Moran, that being my first audition ever, she saying, hey, I'm gonna hand you this monologue. Remember these lines, recite these lines back to me, say it with feeling, say it like this. So for me, like I said, it was one of the most best experiences I've ever experienced. And then getting on the show and being able to star next to people like J.D. Williams, you know what I'm saying? Michael B. Jordan in his early stages, Idris Elba in his early stages, you know, Wendell Pierce, Wood Harris, all of these dynamite actors who I already have respect for. And some of them, you know, I had already looked up to them, you know what I'm saying? So it's like being on that show, man, learning everything that I learned, and my character, Malik Pukar, lasting all 5 seasons. That was like a big, huge plus for me. And because I was only supposed to be in the first 2 episodes in the first season. If you notice, I didn't even say nothing in the first episode in the first season. I was just around, you know, the lead characters, but the chemistry was felt on set. You know, everything, it just felt good, you know, and I know the producers, writers, creators, directors, they seen something, you know, so they just added me to the show as a recurring character. And now I'm sitting here on Cards Face Up talking to you 20 years later about, again, what we call the greatest show of all time. And man, I'm just blessed. I'm honored. I'm grateful. I'm thankful every day, man. I'm wearing it now. And this is what started everything as far as my television career. You know, so just being able to go from The Wire to some of the other accolades that I've been able to work on in television and film, and just being in the business for over 25, 30 years. It's like, man, you know, and I'm still, I'm still living and breathing to speak about it. You know,
You're still working. You're still working. Let's fast forward to 20-something years later, and you said on one of your songs, for those that don't know, and I'm sure most of y'all know, he not only acts, he raps. Like I said, he does many hats, you feel me? And on one of your songs, you said, 50, when you gonna put me in one of those BMF scenes, right? And then, I swear, it seemed like the next damn episode you was in.
But you know what, brother? That's the power of manifestation, as I would call it, as other people call it as well. Yes, I'm a hip hop artist. New Heights. I wrote that record. My brother Bassface and my homeboy Privilege, they produced it. And when I shot the video, and it's the first time I'm mentioning this to you, Ty. Like when I shot the video for this, shot, edited, directed by my brother Don Juan, I had auditioned for BMF 6 times leading up to, like, you know, me shooting that video. I had auditioned, didn't land no role. So just, you know, when you hear people say what you speak, you know, you got to be careful what you speak. You know, you got to always speak positive things. You got to always speak things that you want to see coming to fruition. And just having that knowledge in my head, I was like, what if I wrote a record and I actually spoke those words and said what I want? It's almost like I'm speaking directly to the universe. I'm saying, 50, when you gonna put me on that BMF screen? And then, you know, the line, it's been long overdue. I murder any scene. Ask George P. George is a casting director. You know what I'm saying? Who casted me for Saints and Sinners. That 6-season run that I had on Saints and Sinners. So just speaking it into existence, I'm like, man, let me, and this is what I felt. I felt it on that record. And when we shot the video, that video came out in April, I want to say, of 2021. We were shooting BMF, no, I want to say April of 2022. I'm sorry. I end up shooting BMF in June. 2 months later, like, I get a call from George Pierre. He like, yo, I got another role that you can audition for. Me knowing that I did not land the other roles, it never discouraged me. I still walked in the joint like, okay, I'm gonna be 100% prepared. Like I'm always prepared when I audition for different projects. Went in there, read for the character Bleak. Next thing you know, the rest is history. Second season, Bleak introduced as the Cleveland Connect. Me and Lil Meech developed a dope relationship. Now I got Lil Meech in my video, the him video, that's doing numbers right now on Spotify. 250K views on my YouTube page, Trey Chaney 1. We got like almost close to 40,000 streams on Spotify right now. Just using my resources and just, you know, like I said, always having positive energy, bringing a positive light. And man, I'm sitting here now, man, and I'm just, like I said, man, I'm grateful and thankful every day I wake up. Like, okay, today is a different approach. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, last week, last month, last year is gone. It's time to take a different approach today. And and we marching down a positive road. You know what I'm saying? All positivity, consistency, commitment, dedication, you name it. That's who Trey Chaney is. That's what I stand for. And like I said, to still be here, man, 30 years and doing more inspiring and motivating as much as possible, because the youngest coming up under me, they need it. They need the motivation. They need to know that you could look at somebody like myself who've been through trials and tribulations, who've been down, who've been up, who've been in the middle, and know that you can, you know, get on this positive path. You know what I'm saying? And be on the right track.
So did you ever get a chance to actually kick it with 50? Is that
I've kicked it with 50 years ago. That's the funny thing. I've kicked it with 50 like twice when 50 was going hard with, you know, a certain brand of liquor that he was promoting at the time. And it was love. You know, this is when Power was, I want to say, like starting, or Power had already started and Power was doing well. And I remember backstage at the Howard Theater in Washington, D.C., which is where I'm from, Folesville, Maryland. I asked 50, I'm like, yo, I want to get on Power, you know, and one thing about 50 Cent that I've realized back then was, I think I know his statement to me was like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And whatever figuring it out meant, I don't know if me or him like knew what, I know he knew. I may not have knew what figuring it out meant, but because of 50 Cent, BMF is here. You understand what I'm saying? And now I'm bleak on BMF. Whether I've been talking to 50 Cent throughout the years or not, like I want to say years ago when 50 Cent was at Howard Theater in Washington, D.C., and I'm backstage and we dap each other up, we take a picture, and I'm asking him, man, I want to get on Power. I want to get on Power. When he said, we'll figure it out, I may not have known what that meant. He did. And then you fast forward, I'm bleak on BMF. And now and
things happen
because of 50 Cent figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and that's a testimony within itself. Like, yeah, I put that lyric in my song New Heights. And everything it's called alignment. It's like everything just aligned the way it was supposed to align. And now I'm in this position. And it just like every day, man, I don't wreck my brain on finding the next alignment I just move a certain way where I know the energy, the energy is going to be reciprocated. If I'm putting out positive energy, it's going to come right back. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I live my life, period. I'm living my life where you do good to others, good to come back to you. You know what I'm saying? You stand on what you stand on. You got morals, you got principles. This is what I'm about now. I've always been about it, but even more as I get older, this is what we have to be on in 2023 and beyond.
Well, we speak of positivity in full circle, right?
Yeah.
Let's think about this, right? You went from being POOT on the wire, a Baltimore dope boy, right? Mm-hmm. And then you came back 20 years later as Officer Gordon Hawk.
Yeah.
Inside the We Own the City. Shout out to the person who wrote We Own the City. You feel me? He's been on here. Shout out to my brother Chris Clanton, who also is an officer on there with your ass. And y'all both went from being dope boys of Baltimore City. How did that feel? And of course, on screen. How did that feel to come back 20 years later and now you're an officer?
It man, see, but see, Ty, that's another, like you said, that's another full circle moment. Going from The Wire 20 years ago, my first job as an actor, 20 years later, playing police officer Gordon Hawk on We Own This City as a cop. The feeling is something that I'll never be able to describe because it's an overwhelming, incredible feeling. I earned it, and when I say I earned it, I earned my role on The Wire because I had to audition. I had to audition for We Own This City. But 20 years later, I'm sitting on there with George Pelicanos, David Simon, Nina Noble. I'm sitting on there with Alexa Folk. I'm sitting on there with all of these people that watched me throughout my 20-year career. I grew up. I got the beard now. I got a wife and kids now. I got a granddaughter. So it's like I'm sitting back in that seat again. And it's like, okay, again, I show up prepared. They know 20 years ago I was prepared. I show up prepared. I read for this character. Man, next thing you know, man, because I live in Atlanta now. So next thing you know, man, when they call me, Trey, you're gonna be needed to you gotta live back. You gotta live in Baltimore for 3 months. Because now you cast it for police officer Gordon Hawk on We Own the City. And it's just when I look at my career, I look at the moments in my career, I really can literally break down the moments. Like, okay, this is how that happened. You know, just like we just broke down how it happened on We Own the City. And next thing you know, you go from sitting right here on a Zoom, doing the audition with David Simon and all the creators and HBO execs, and then you on set. You know what I'm saying? In Baltimore, staying in a lavish, nice place for 3 months, and it's like, man, this stuff is real. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm experiencing it. I'm in the experience of whatever I set my mind to, or my vision. That's why my company is called Chaney Vision Entertainment. Whatever I set my vision and my mind to, it's happening. It's going to happen. It might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. It might not happen in 10 years. But whatever I'm on, just with my relationship with God and the universe, wherever I speak, it's happening. That's it.
That's real. That's real. You also did 6 years on Saints and Sinners with the OG as your father. And it's crazy that I compare y'all two so much. And by that, I want the world to know exactly what I meant, and I didn't touch on it fully. But Clifton Powell is one of those face cards. It's just, man, you see him, you know it's royalty, and you are one of those face cards. They might not have known your name, but when they see you, they can recognize exactly what you was on. Because we just now accounted for, it's been 21 years since The Wire started. We done accounted for 15 of them years already, right? So, It ain't like you disappeared on us, right? Like you've been moving the entire 21 years, which is the blessing of God. But how did it feel to be on Saints and Sinners, which is another epic show, groundbreaking? I want to say one of the first Raw shows that we've seen to that level from Black family.
I know, right? That's another thing. Clifton Powell, being from Washington, D.C., I'm from Forestville, Maryland, Washington, D.C., DMV. I rep it all. I had already did a film with Clifton Powell titled Dead Money years ago. Me and Clifton developed a cool relationship. Like, yo, that's Clifton Powell. You know what I'm saying? Clifton done been on everything. Like, I'm admiring him. Like, man, this dude ain't he from where I'm from? 2015, I get the call from George Pierre. Same person that cast me for BMF, Keisha Cole, a bunch of projects. And he like, yo, I got this role. You're gonna have to shoot it in Atlanta. Again, I knew nothing about the show. They were already filming season 1, and they were introducing me in the 8th episode, the finale, as Clifton Powell and Vanessa Bell Calloway's son. I didn't know this. They just said Kendrick Murphy has lines with a character named Rex Fisher. I didn't know who Rex Fisher was. So when I show up to set, George P.A. offered me the role. I took it. I said, all right, I'm fly down to Atlanta. I get on set. First person I see is Clifton Powell. And I'm like, Cliff, look, he like, hey, what's up, man? Like, he's playing Rex Fisher. He's playing my dad. Man, we get on there, man. We get the Trey and lines, man. That first season of Saints and Sinners comes out. Big. Crazy. I see myself on the 8th episode. I'm like, this is, man, next thing you know, Bounce TV, Swirl Films, they called me back. Trey, we moving you to Atlanta. You filming season 2. I'm staying in a lavish spot downtown Atlanta for 2 months, and the rest is history. Like, Kendrick Murphy is a part of the show every season. Then I see J.D. Williams, who played Bodie on The Wire. J.D. Williams is a part of the show. He's a series regular. I'm like, if people don't understand the power of God, I don't know what they're doing.
Man. Hey, Trey, I know your time is running short. I have so many more questions, but I'm going to hold those. But I do have one that I got to get off, right? And I wasn't able to touch the Keisha Cole biopic. I wasn't able to touch, this man is the king of Tubi, y'all. I don't know if y'all know, this man has ran Tubi. He's in like every movie along. Clifton Powell, too. That's why I said, They on every Tubi movie possible.
It's man. Tubi is the streets.
Yo,
You know,
listen, I ain't
Tubi,
mad at it, but
and when Tubi, you gotta have one foot in Hollywood and you gotta have one foot in the streets in a positive way. Don't take that the wrong way. But yeah, man, Tubi has really it's done a lot for me. And I say that because half of those movies you see me acting in on Tubi, I'm not just getting a check up front. I'm getting back in for life. Chaney Vision Entertainment getting back in on some of those movies for life. So that's coming in as a producer as well. You know, so yeah, I mean, you know, and I mean, it's I got something to show for it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different game over there too. You know, I mean, when you get the hang of how these movies can get shot, you know, and how they can get distributed and put out, and I'm having fun being a working actor, you know, and a working artist, and just really pushing the envelope. And another thing too, Ty, we got a little bit more time, man. Yeah, man, touch on that Keisha Cole Jones. It was amazing working with her.
Listen, it's so much that people don't know about Keisha, right? Or her story. I mean, from the connect of her brother. You feel me? I talked to her brother recently, probably about 2 weeks ago and shit, with the Outlaws. People don't know that she had the connection with Pop. But people just seen you in the biopic. What was it, June it dropped last month?
Yeah, it dropped in June, but right now, if anybody wanted to watch the Keisha Cole biopic, This Is My Story, go to Lifetime on demand. It's on demand right now. People hit me every single day in the airport, restaurants, the mall. People like, man, you played that role, man. You was in the club with Keisha Cole. I played the role of Andre Lee. And Andre Lee, he calls himself an A&R, but as you can see, in the clip, he had other motives with Keisha Cole. You know, he had other things that he wanted to talk with Keisha Cole about. And as you can see, she wasn't going for it. Because Shorty don't take no mess. You know what I'm saying? So it was love, man. And Keisha Cole, man, she's amazing. You know what I'm saying? She not only is she an amazing singer-songwriter, she is an amazing actress. And I look forward to seeing her more on the big screen, small screen, whatever. I look forward to working with her again. I would love to work with her because she really, that biopic really was a serious joint for her, man. And I'm really proud of her for getting her story out there. I know she inspired so many people around the world. You know, it's almost like despite the trials and tribulations and the struggles and the disappointments that you may face, you can't give up. You got to keep going. And if you keep going, like I said, eventually you push through. You push through everything. And like I said, man, it was an honor to be involved in that. Another project that I'm really excited about is Swarm. You know,
3-time nominee. Look, I'm watching, brother. 3-time nominee.
Yeah, man. Swarm, three Emmys. And Dominique Fishback, she is nominated for lead actress. Then you got Donald Glover, Janine Neighbors, the screenplay writing. Then you got costume designer. I mean, but this is my first time being in a project in my 25 plus year career that got nominations for an Emmy. You know what I'm saying? So just to, and then I'm in the scene with the lead actress. You know what I'm saying? Dominique Fishback, who's amazing. Swarm. I knew when I read it, I was like, okay, this is something. Because I had just read my scenes and then like when I went to, you know, the fitting rehearsals and stuff like that, I was like, something about this project feels like culture. Then when I actually watched Swarm, and I wasn't even in the first episode, I was in the second episode. When I watched Swarm, when I watched that first episode, I said, that's it. This is culture. Donald Glover, Janine Neighbors, everybody from production to the directors, how it looked. I said, this is culture. Swarm is on Prime Video right now, Amazon Prime, Amazon Studios. People could check it out. I am so proud of Dominique Fishback because she's amazing, man. And she's been in the game doing her thing, and to get nominated for an Emmy, that's all of our dream. For real. Every actor, actress, that's our dream, to be nominated.
Yeah. You've been working, brother. You see, I was already on it before you even said it. I was just trying to respect the time. So I know you moving, but I really want to even down to that. You know, we got Chaney Vision, like you spoke of, which is not just music, it's not just movies, it's everything. So you wear that hat of now you controlling the ship as well. And we've seen videos of you back in the day selling your DVDs or selling your mixtapes out of the trunk. For some reason, that ain't respected like it used to be respected, but I did that shit too. But anyway, we know that you know how to hustle, right? We know that you know how to get it out the mud. And this was after coming off of a groundbreaking show, The Wire. You was in the streets doing that, moving them out, shopping centers and stuff like that. Recently, we had COVID. Everything shut down for COVID, right?
Yeah.
Soon as we back moving and things is back moving and grooving again, then we got the writer's strike.
Writer's strike.
Now, not only is the writers on strike, that would affect you too. Now the actors done joined the strike. Brother, can you tell me where you at? Are you out there with your picket signs? What are you doing with that?
Yeah, I haven't. Of course, I stand. I stand with the writers. I stand with the actors. I stand with SAG for the strike, because at the end of the day, everybody has to be treated fair. You know, if you have these studios making billions of dollars, we get what we get up front, but on the back end, you know, all actors really can make a living off just residuals. But if that paperwork wasn't negotiated, if that AI, this creeping in right now, that artificial intelligence or whatever, where they can take your likeliness and do whatever they want with it, that's when, you know, things like the strike is so important. And I stand with every actor in the world. I stand with every writer. I'm totally against AI. I'm against, you know, not being paid like we should be paid because of all the hard work that we put in, all of the millions and billions of dollars that we make these studios. And it's all about being treated fair. That's my stand on it. Right now, I'm currently in development of writing along with, you know, other writers, producers, and directors, my own projects. I still got my foot on the music industry real heavy. I'm getting ready to shoot my 36th video this week. And just really, man, you know, for me, like I said, I'm a firm believer in God. Things happen for a reason. COVID happened for a reason. COVID happened, and it was almost like every artist, musician, podcast, you, me, everybody was in the lion's den. Everybody's in the lion's den. It's about who makes it out. This is when, you know, when COVID, when the writer's strike, the actor strike, when stuff like this happens, now it's time to see what cloth you actually cut from as a hustler. How we gonna get past this? How we gonna get through this? Don't panic. And it's easier said than done, but don't panic. This has allowed me time to really work on myself. I created the Trey Chaney Conscious Diet lifestyle brand under Chaney Vision Entertainment. I created that to just lock in. This ain't the time to be getting high. This ain't the time to be getting drunk. This ain't the time to not be focused. It's time to be focused. It's time to be focused. It's time to be consistent at bettering yourself. Like I said, whether that mean, man, running a mile around the block, man, hitting the gym, getting your body right, getting in shape, getting your mind right, educating your mind, reading. It's so many things that can just level you up mentally. And that's what I'm on right now while we're in this historical period of the writer's strike, the actor strike. And I'm on, okay, this too shall pass. So once it does pass, are you going to be ready for when the floodgates open up and they need you here, is your body going to be right? Are you going to be right mentally? Are you, when this blows over, which, come on, man, we went through COVID. We went through COVID. Now we could go through COVID. Eventually, with this billion-dollar industry, all this money is not going to continue to sit still. A negotiation in a fair agreement is eventually going to be reached. That's how I feel. It got to. This is a billion-dollar industry. They need Marvel, DC, every company, studio you could think of. That content is what's putting food on everybody's table. So eventually it's going, it's going to be reached. And once it's reached, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be one of the ones ready. You know what I'm saying? To come out swinging.
I want to salute y'all as the actors, the ones that just wear the acting hat. I know you wear both, but I want to salute all of the actors as well for joining on to the writers, because they was going to force them to do some shit, in my opinion, that wasn't beneficial to them. If the actors didn't join on. So I'm glad it came so full surface. It hasn't done that since 60 years or something, that the writers and the actors have stood together inside of that. So that's a blessing, man. What do you say for the youth though? Because when Trey was 8 years old, we got video. We seen you 8 years old dancing and shit, you on stage, but you already saw a vision of what you wanted to be, and it seemed attainable. Now you're talking about an 8-year-old little rah-rah. He's looking at the entertainment world, and it don't seem so attainable no more. It's like, oh man, they want AI. They want they don't want to give us no residuals. I mean, a lot of actors right now posting $2 checks and $3 checks, people that we thought were rich. And that's the thing. So the scary stories of Hollywood is coming out.
I get the $2 and $3 checks from the wire residuals. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? That's the real issue. The streaming has threw a curveball in the game as far as money is concerned. You know what I'm saying? So what I would say to the youth is do as much research as you can on what's happening now. Because see, we got to go through this now so the youth can be in a better position. I was just telling my son that, Malachi, the other day, because Malachi is an actor. My son is an actor, and it's not, I'm gonna be honest, of course he gets it honestly from me, but I made it a point not to jump on helping him so easy, because nobody helped me. I had to, I knew what I wanted to do at 8 years old. So I always had that vision, whether somebody helped me or not. The support, I support you. But I'm not going to sit there with you and go over lines, because I want to see if you really want it. And he really wants it. My son is in plays. He's doing well. Now it's time to say, okay, this boy done showed me he really wanted it like I wanted it when I was a kid. Now we can put the machine behind him and we can make this thing happen. But I was telling him, we in a crazy time right now. And what it is, it's for people like my son to do the research and say, okay, let me pay attention to what's happening now, because this is going to benefit me in the long run. By the time them contracts and agreements and everything get agreed upon, he'll have a better contract probably than I had it when he officially get in the game. So it's almost like how we stand on the shoulders of people like Sidney Poitier, Harry Belafonte. You know what I'm saying? You know, we on the shoulders of those people. We on the shoulders of people like Denzel. You know, like for them to go through everything that they went through, for us to be in a position to go through what we going through, and now we going through something for the next generation. It's like, man, just pay attention, research on all this stuff, look at what's happening, and so you could be sharp and educated on when you are presented with a contract or something of that nature when this thing blows over.
That's real. Hey, Trey, we appreciate you so much, brother. We thank you for stopping by, Cards. We're going to do this again, too, man. I need more, and I know you still working. I want all of the... Go ahead.
Cards Face Up podcast, man. Ty, I'm going to be real, man. I talk to you anytime. I give you all the exclusives, all that. I love your energy. I love the approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt very comfortable speaking to you on this interview. I do interviews But at the same time, you made me feel like, I went overtime. You know what I'm saying? I got my people's hitting me back. I went over, but it's cool. Like, I'm like, man, I really enjoyed this. I can't wait till you edit this joint up. Hopefully you can have it tonight. I'm gonna put it out tomorrow. I'm gonna post that junk, post clips, all that. Cause you know how I am. I like to post my clips, man. And like I said, it's more of motivation for me, man. Like, to be able to be in this position, you in your position with your platform, for us to be out here, man, inspiring people, man. Cause now we in a world that's so cruel. You know what I'm saying? It's and if I always hear the line, if you want things to change, you need to be the change. You know what I'm saying? So I think we are the change, right? At this point, we pushing our positivity. We try and get people to get up, get out, and get something. So yeah, man, I appreciate being on this jump.
Man, listen, those words mean more to me than you can possibly understand, man. I want all of the listeners, all of the watchers to do what y'all do. Y'all know what it is. Like, subscribe, follow, all of that, but not just me. Make sure y'all get over there to Trey Chaney and everything that he's doing. It's best to follow that Instagram, because that Instagram going to show you everything that man got on. Don't forget to go through the old stuff, though. I'm talking Tubi, The Wire. The Wire is one of those things that you can rewatch 20 times and you're going to learn something new every time. Rewatch that. Show them love and support. Make sure that you go back to Saints and Sinners, watch those first 5, 6 seasons. Support, love, man. Trey, we appreciate you so much, man. Continue doing what you're doing. Continue to prosper. Continue to stay positive. Shout out to the celebrity chauffeur, too. That's my man, Donut. Shout out to him. You feel me? Baltimore's own. I just now saw a picture the other day of y'all hanging. I was like, okay, that's real.
That's my real live chauffeur. Shout out to Corey, man, the celebrity chauffeur. He picking me up today. We got business now. That's who hitting. So
I love what he's doing in Atlanta. He moved to Atlanta, you feel me? Another one of Baltimore's own, you feel me? And I just love what y'all doing. I saw Mully Man inside of one of y'all videos and shit. And shout out to Mully, health and wealth, man. I love to see the positivity of brothers coming together. And by brothers, I do not just mean our skin color. I just mean people that unify and identify the same, people that has been through the same struggle, people that see the same vision. Continue to push. Hey, y'all, Trey, please tell them exactly where to follow you at, how to get in touch with you, how to book you, all of those things.
Okay, so yeah, man, Instagram for sure. My Instagram is Trey Chaney Vision. That's TrayChaneyVision. And then TikTok is Trey Chaney 1. My YouTube channel now is Trey Chaney 1. Y'all go over there, man, subscribe. I love the YouTube game, man. I'm finally able to monetize on that joint. So it's dope. Twitter is at Trey Chaney, because I'm still on Twitter. And then Facebook, Trey Chaney, man. Y'all find me. And just know nobody else is controlling my page. It's me. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely me. I mean, unless they hit you with something crazy and ask you for money. That ain't me, because I ain't asking nobody for no bread. But nah, man, definitely follow me, man. And as far as booking is concerned, ChaneyWay.com is my website. Y'all hit me up in that joint. But if you hit me on the gram, I'll give you all my information as far as booking.
Real talk. Make sure y'all get out there and support the brother. Cards Face Up Podcast, Trey Chaney. Y'all already know what it is. Peace and blessings to everyone. Y'all ready.